Mark, how has the day been so far, apart from the weather?
It's been very predictable in first test day of the first season. Everyone's come along, everyone's got a few issues, whether they're with placement of stickers, sorting out a few technical gremlins, not understanding quite the rules and regs, all those sorts of things. Only it's been amplified because it's the first test day of our first ever one make race series. So we've got more competitors, more teams, more drivers, a few more hassles, and we're learning as well. We're learning a bit more about what it takes to put on a one make race series.
Right.
So we're in the truck at the moment. We've got a hospitality area out there. We've never done that before. So there's a whole heap of things to sort out. But and then Silverstone's doing its thing now, and it's raining all afternoon. But no, I mean, on the whole, so far so good. Well, we've got the 2 factory cars, which we have with our guest drivers. We had 5 last year, so running 2's a lot easier. And it went really well last year. To run 5 cars was really all about raising the profile of the car, the brand. They did a really good job on that. Jimmy's really taken to it really well. So they don't perform as equals, and Jimmy wouldn't say that because Gordy's a lot faster. And Jay and Ben similar. Jay won 2 races at Alton Park in only his 9th and 10th ever race. He was on the winning step with Angus Fender, and Angus is a fast driver. Angus and Gordy have got history, so they're very, very fast together. So both the novices worked really well with the pro driver, and contributed because they've got to hand the car over to the pro in a decent position and in one piece, and they both did. So it's a really nice pairing actually with Ben and Gordy as the pros, and Jimmy and
Jimmy as well. I believe has a huge YouTube following as well.
Yeah, and I think it was interesting watching Jimmy and Jay last season, because Jay is an ex-SAS guy who's climbed Everest a couple of times. There is no fear there.
All right, have a good season, and thanks for your time. Cheers, Mark. Thank you.
Hi. It's good to be an ambassador and a Pitlane news reporter. I follow racing quite heavily, obviously here at Praga today. It's really incredible. Obviously when you're watching people on simulators, it's a piece of cake, but really you have to put a lot of time, a lot of effort in. You can't just go in a simulator and say, right, I'm going to win this. You have to get at least some form of practice in. Obviously I've got a simulator at home, so for me to try and get a good time like that, it was really hard to get. If you want to get into motorsport, I'll definitely, ask your parents if it's affordable. Can we go down to your local track, and see if you enjoy it, especially thanks to my dad. He took me down to a British touring car event when I was about 5, and I've loved it. And then when I was 8, he took me go-karting, and I've just gone from there. So if you want to get into motorsport, just ask your parents if you can go down to your local track. If you want to be a new reporter like me, then just sit in front of your parents and just pretend you're in an interview of other people and get your confidence up. That's what I've done, and that's why I'm here today with Matthew and my dad.
And what's your social media? It's all Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You just Google Ty Cuthbert. Follow, share.
It's all going to be there.
Brilliant.
The website's first one on Google too, so it's quite incredible.
Brilliant. All right, thanks, Ty. We're going to do some interviews now, and then we'll speak again soon.
Thank you.
Cheers, Ty.
Hi, my name is Ty Cuthbert, and I'm here reporting for Pitlane News Media. I'm here with Jimmy Broadbent, who's racing in Team 807, was it again?
Team 87 Praga.
Yeah, that's it, sorry. So, just a few quick questions. What's the virtual side of racing? Obviously you have your YouTube channel. What is it a difference from virtual to real life?
Yeah, I mean the first difference I always say is that your brain's always telling you in real life, like slow down, we're going to get hurt, and then you have to sort of turn that off a little bit and ignore it to go fast. But the main thing probably would be the G-forces, and it gives you like an extra level of feel that you don't actually get in the simulator. So having that G-force stuff there, it's actually really handy because it, as I say, gives you a bit more detail of what's going on, and it makes things easier. I mean, I miss it when I go home to the simulator. I'm like, oh damn, I miss that now. But I think that's probably the biggest difference you can see.
So obviously you're quite new to racing. Was it like a big step in? Obviously you're going into a Prague when you're like, okay, I need to do well here. Do you feel a bit of pressure sometimes?
I mean, the guys at Praga were fairly nice, and they understood that like it was my first time driving something, especially something like a Praga, because there's a difference in driving like an MX-5 and a Praga. And I think they were just happy that I didn't cost them any money over the course of the season. I didn't do anything bad with the car, but no, I mean, to be serious in it, there was always a pressure because people think, the sim guy's got to do well, and then the reality is, as you probably know, like experience is everything in racing, and coming with zero experience and driving this like downforce prototype, it's quite intense. But I feel like I'm now getting to a point now where I feel like I can call myself an okay driver, as opposed to last year where it was like sort of hanging on.
Well, thank you for your time, Jimmy, and good luck for this weekend.
Thank you very much.
I'm here with a racing driver today who's been racing in the Praga series. How was it out there today?
It was good. It was really busy at the start. For us, it was a bit of a baptism of fire, first round of the season. A great job. We're a university team as well, so it was for us getting the students into gear and how the sort of race weekend works. Coming from Formula 3 team as well, we're sort of used to a bit more sprint races, so to get used to the driver changes and how that strategy works with tyres and things like that. But I think all good signs really. Pace was okay. We just need to build on that for tomorrow.
What would be some advice for young drivers like me going into cars or maybe single-seaters?
I think coming from my experience, lots of years ago now, but I think be relentless, always keep positive in what you're doing. Anything you're doing is positive. So even if it's a bad day, it's positive.
Yeah.
So I think, just be relentless. That's always what I say.
Thank you for your time.
Welcome to Pitlane News. I'm here with the Praga team. Gentlemen, how are you today?
Very good.
Very well. Thank you.
Introduce yourself, please, to the Pitlane audience.
I'm Ben Collins, racing with Praga this year.
Jay Morton, also racing with Praga with Ben.
Teammate.
Are you your team one, correct? You're the head team, right?
Of course. Bruno.
Now you were rookie of the year last year, correct?
That was me.
That was yourself.
Yeah.
So how was last year? That was in the
Brit car endurance.
That was your first time in motorsports completely?
Yes.
Yeah?
Bar, so obviously I did my race licence, I had 7 races,
right.
In Brit car trophy and Clio and Genetica.
And then you won 2 races last year?
Yeah, Alton.
How was that?
With Angus. Brilliant, yeah, really good. I like Alton as a track.
The kicked in?
Yeah, I like Alton as a track. I feel confident and comfortable on it. Just managed to hold a position and hand it over to Angus for a strong finish.
So I jumped in halfway through the year at the race that was here, the longer one, and finished the season. But it was a broken up season. We had a couple of rounds that didn't happen, and then unfortunately we got taken out in the last weekend. So in fact, we didn't do a lot of racing in the period of time that I was with Jay. So this season we're starting at the beginning, starting fresh with a brand new car, which is really exciting, and it feels great.
I lean on Ben massively, for everything, all his experience in motorsport, and Ben probably leans on me for moral support.
What's your history, Ben?
Good question. Well, in a former life I was the Stig on Top Gear.
Can I ask you a question? Who was the original Stig?
So I took over from Perry. So so Perry was the Stig for about 8 or 9 months, I think. And he was in the black suit. And I started at the end of, so he was there for that period of time. And I was doing some work for the magazine, and that's when I picked it up because his character was killed off.
So he had the black suit and the black helmet.
That's right.
But everyone knows the Stig is all in white.
Yeah.
So you became the white Stig.
Yeah.
So technically,
depends how you look at it.
Yeah.
So I was the original white Stig.
Right.
And the OG Stig.
The OG.
Do you have fights at parties and stuff at motorsports events?
Generally not with Perry. No, we have a good laugh. He's a character, isn't he?
He's a great guy, yeah.
So he's a good giggle. And he's got great sense of humour. He wrote a fantastic book, Flat
Yes.
Broke. I really enjoyed it, and he in many ways was a good inspiration. But I took it over from him. I think his identity had leaked or something like that. They killed him. They took his character and killed the character anyway. They drove it off in a Jaguar off the end of an aircraft carrier, never to be seen again. And I was born in as the new one, and I was there for quite a long time. So we're both training incredibly hard. Physically, we've been training. Jay's lifestyle is extremely active, and I maintain the fitness to do this at this level. And we're aiming for that spread of speed because Jay is still learning it. He had half a season last year, pretty much, and we got to do some testing. Got one test day prior to the season starting, and we're here today to get used to the car, and then we're straight into qualifying and racing. So
winter testing hasn't happened much really.
There wasn't a lot actually.
No.
Our car, there was some, but our car was being knitted together. It literally arrived a few weeks ago, the night before the test. So that was fantastic. We got to get it onto the track and it worked. It felt great out of the box. So we're just tweaking a few settings on it, but we're, I think, feeling confident for the weekend. We will definitely do a changeover to make sure there's nothing silly going on, and we're just fine-tuning Jay's seating position at the moment because he's grumpy about his seat. So we're going to fix that.
Don't be smart.
No.
Gentlemen, thanks for your time.
Yeah,
Have a great race. We'll see you
Cheers.
tomorrow. I'm Matthew Jorden. I'm here with Jimmy Broadbent and Gordy, not Geordie, Gordy. First of all, how's the day today been? Apart from we know it's wet.
Yeah, it's been an alright day. It's been mixed. A couple of issues which are much better to have on a Friday rather than Saturday, Sunday, where it gets really important. But yeah, just getting up to speed with you today.
Yeah. I mean, the dry stuff isn't too bad. It's more just like learning the wet, because that's quite like that's just an experience thing. I've not actually done that much proper wet driving in this car, so sort of doing that now and learning now. But in the dry stuff, I think we're a lot closer. Just got to try and now sync that up with the wet stuff, I think.
So obviously you were, I don't know if it's a few years ago, you were, was it the world champion sim racer?
Oh, we won the Le Mans 24 in iRacing, and I won the 500 as well a year later. So I've never a world champion, but been fairly had a few big wins.
So Gord, you were with the team last year, correct? As well.
Yes.
So you were rookie last year. Who won rookie of the year? Was that Jay, wasn't it?
That
was
was me.
yourself, yeah.
Yeah,
that was
me.
Jay, yeah.
That was your first. That was your first season with Praga, or first season in motorsport?
First season in motorsport.
Oh, really?
Wow. So yeah, at the ripe old age of 30. So a bit late for F1. Not that I'm going to make it, mate.
We never know. Get a Russian sponsor.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite. But yeah, first season for me. Gordy's been driving for since he was a kid, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been driving since I was 7 years old in karting. Been in the sport for a long old time now. So like built up the craft and whatnot. So now I'm in the position where I can race as a professional in pro-am pairings. So a lot of my job is taking care of the AM drivers.
Yeah, I think it's a fun rivalry, because of course I've got Jay, who's sort of in the same position as I was last year, so we're sort of having a little sort of race between ourselves, and then Ben, who's got this whole history behind him, of course, done everything and a bit more as well. So yeah, for us, they're definitely someone that we want to beat. We don't want to come here and just sort of drive around and get to the end. We want to come here and do well. So we take that very seriously. I'm sure they do too. So in an ideal world, come tomorrow, we'll be quite well out the grid.
Gentlemen, thanks, and I will see you guys tomorrow in race mode.
Yes.
I think about 10.5. So cars to time.
Really?
First ever one-mate Praga Cup. Ben Stone.